Hi guys, thanks for tuning in for another video here. This one I really didn't plan on ever making, but I've gotten multiple requests through comments and even some emails from people that want me to do sort of a what's in the bag video. I generally do not like these at all, but I understand. So I'm going to try to do this a little bit differently, and I'm going to kind of show you what's in my bag, which is all Fuji stuff basically anyway. It's kind of a spoiler alert. But I'm also going to kind of take you through why it's in there a little bit more. So we'll start right away. This bag here is sort of my everyday bag. It's a think tank in Urban Disguise, I think it's called. Urban Disguise 30. It's a great bag. Just a couple pockets in here. It's nothing too glamorous. Little web thing, and I think I can actually keep a iPad mini will fit in here, which is nice because I bring that with me sometimes, and if I have to process photos on the fly. So for starters, I of course have my X Pro 1 with a strap. I actually got it at a thrift store for $2. It's a nice leather strap. It works great actually. I have no idea who makes it, but it gets the job done, and it holds the camera around my neck, which is the point. Right now I have the 18 f2 18mm f2 Fuji XF lens, which I've been over this before. It's one of my favorite lenses. I use it a ton, and it essentially stays on this camera. This is my sort of like my storytelling setup. I love the X Pro 1. The images, I've made a video on that before. You can check that out in my video logs or video rundown, video lineup. I carry the 18 because it's sort of like a storytelling, the perfect storytelling lens. For me, I love the focal length. It's basically a 28 roughly, equivalent. The focus is fast enough. The firmware upgrades to the body have helped a lot, as well as the lens is a pretty quick lens at f2. It's not fabulous in low light. It will hunt a little bit, but I love this setup. This is by far the setup that I use the most, regardless of what I'm doing. I'm kind of stepping a little bit away from newspaper stuff, and I'm going more into weddings and things like that, and this was a workhorse for me. It's a great little setup here. So we have the X Pro 1 body and the 18 f2. Then I've got a flash sync cord, just from when I got on Amazon, or a flash, a flash TTL cord that I'll use. I use it a lot actually. Then next up is the second of my 3 Fuji lenses. This is the 35mm, sorry, f2 weather resistant lens. To me, this is probably, if someone told me they wanted to get one setup, one lens, a Fuji lens, this would probably be the one I would recommend, even though it's the one I probably use the least myself, just because the focal length doesn't fit me quite right. I either like to be wider or a little tighter, but I have this because it is so versatile. If I'm not exactly sure what I'm getting into, I will bring this. And also for some portraits, it's actually a very good portrait lens. It's quick, the focus is quick, it's really quiet, which is unlike the other 35 that Fuji offered in the past. I highly recommend this to anyone looking for just a general all-purpose lens. It's a great lens. Very durable too, actually. And let's see, this is the second little setup here I have. It's my XT1 with the battery grip, as well as the 50mm f2 weather resistant. This lens is way better than what I thought it would be when I got it. So I'm super happy with this, and this is an excellent kind of weather sealed setup that I'll use a lot. I use it a lot for portraits, weddings. I use it a lot for dog portraits. I love taking photos of dogs sort of like in their natural setting. You can see that on Instagram and all that kind of stuff if you look, I'm sure, on the website. This is a good setup. This focal length basically is 75mm, and for me, a great photojournalist, great storytelling lens combo is this 50 and the 18. Even if you just have one camera body, that's okay. You can switch between them if you have to. I always carried 2 camera bodies pretty much since I started doing it for money professionally. It's very easy to switch, much easier to switch between cameras than switch lenses. And my XT1 is one of my favorite cameras of all time. I just love it. It's a workhorse, it's a tank, it's whatever you want to call it, any kind of cliche you want. Bottom line is I can't imagine myself kind of without this, actually. My memory cards are nothing special. I basically use what I have. I try to use 16 gigabyte ones. I don't use much bigger than that. I like to switch them out if I have to, because then if something should happen, I don't have all my photos on one card. So I switch them out, especially at weddings. I'll do that. And this is the newest edition I have, and I kind of went back and forth a long time about this, whether I was going to get one of these or not. It's the EFX20, this tiny little flash. And I'm telling you, it is worth every penny you guys would pay for it. It's amazing. It is not super powerful, no joke. It really isn't. But what it is an excellent, kind of like a street photography / storytelling lens. You got to be close, there's no doubt. You don't get a lot of range. It's TTL or it's manual. It's a fabulous lens. I have used it with the cord, kind of holding it out here. In fact, I don't think I've used it yet actually on the camera. So I'll hold it and then hold the camera with the other hand and take the picture, and I can kind of move it around if I wanted to. It's excellent for that, and it's all metal. It's really durable. It's a really cool little incognito type lens that sort of goes perfect with the stealthness of this whole camera system. So that's sort of like the nuts and bolts of the bag. I've got other stuff in here. I always carry business cards, pen, in case I have to write something. I have a total of 7 batteries for these, and I use whatever. I've had a lot of luck actually with the Wasabi ones. They've actually done really well. They probably hold about 3/4 of a normal charge that I'd get from the Fuji batteries. But I don't really burn through a lot of batteries, to tell you the truth. I'm not a real heavy shooter. So in that sense, I got more than enough batteries, but I would highly recommend that you have at least 1 extra spare for every camera body that you have, because you will go through them a lot faster than you would in a DSLR, sorry. I have this little think tank thing. I actually got it from Canon when I was part of their Canon professional service. It was one of the little gifts they gave. Carries extra memory cards, so I keep probably 2 or 3 extra memory cards in here just in case I need them. Let's see, what else? I always carry extra batteries for the flash. AAA batteries, what these use. Carry that, and of course I have to have a notebook in case I need IDs or I get an idea or something. And that's pretty much it for this bag, and this is the bag I use probably 95% of the time. If I'm going to a shoot that I'm going to be setting up some lights and all that kind of stuff, where I might need more elaborate, this is what I bring. This is my big Domke backpack. It's a super good bag, but it's huge, and it doesn't really serve me well for kind of being inconspicuous here. But I usually use this bag. The camera body is all that will fit in the bottom compartment here. If you're looking for a big bag and I have a lot of stuff, this is the one to get, I'm telling you. It's not terribly expensive considering the size of it. It's canvas. It's really tough. It's basically weather resistant in the sense I've had it out in the rain and it dries up just fine. But like I said, I keep, for the most part, keep the camera bodies down here. And I also have Yongnuo flashes. I have 4 Yongnuo speed lights, and then the triggers, the wireless triggers that go with them. For the money that they are, these things are just as good as any of the name brand flashes, big speed lights that I've used, and I would recommend them to anyone. In fact, I know a lot of guys that have portrait studios that actually will use these. So if they don't have their big strobes, so that's pretty much it. That is my in the bag, my version of what's in the bag. I hope you guys can learn something from it or take something from it. If you have any ideas for upcoming episodes, or if you like what we're doing here, please hit the like button and subscribe. And if not, I will see you next time. Thanks.